We're Miriam and Tanguy, and this is Mighty Van. Back in 2019, we decided to buy a van and convert it into a tiny home on wheels. A year later, we were ready to move in and live our dream on the road. With our dog Philibert, we had plans for an amazing trip across North America. But 2020 had other ideas. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we had to adjust and find ways to explore our beautiful adoptive country of Canada. We got the chance to explore those lands, coast to coast, through all 4 seasons. During our stay at the Wildlife Rescue Center, we took advantage of being settled to receive a few packages. And this one was a big one. We decided to install running boards on our van, and this was definitely a game changer. We'll show you the installation real quick. This is what our running boards will look like. It's not too heavy. It's pretty sleek looking, I think. Looks nice. It's discreet, so it doesn't stick out.
Yeah, and I think we should not, when we drive or we park, touch anything with it, right?
No. It doesn't add that much width to the van, so
that's cool.
Yep. So this is mine. And this is Miriam's.
Yay!
This one's going all the way here.
Wow.
Sweet. So after a couple hours of work, I did the passenger side, which looks like this. Pretty, right? So I think I'm still gonna have to screw the bolts that are underneath the van a little more. It's really solid, I can use it easily, it's not bending or anything. But the tools I had were a little bit too short, so I'm gonna tighten that. Once I'm done with everything, I'm gonna do the driver's side now. So this side took me a couple of hours, including the time for me to sort all of the bolts, tools, and everything. So I'm expecting this other driver's side, which is just technically just from here to here. There are 4 support brackets on this side and only 2 on the driver's side because it's a shorter board, so that should be way faster. And now I got sort of the hang of it, so I know how to do it. And yeah, let's get to it. That month at the Wildlife Rescue Center was a lot of work for Miriam. She didn't get that much time off. And on the one day we could actually go out and explore, this happened. It looks bad, right? Well, it was. I was being pulled by a tractor, and it felt like my brakes were on. The thing is, they weren't. The wheel was stuck somehow. It was very scary at the time. The wheel ended up unblocking itself, but it was still making a weird noise. I took it around for 5 minutes to make sure it was okay, and the van was driving. So we figured we would take care of it once we would leave the center. We're going to adjust our shower a little bit because the shower works great, but depending on how we're parked, the water tends to drip a little bit towards the inside of the van and tends to flood the van a little bit. So we don't want that. So what we're doing is we're removing the dog. We're adding this piece of wood here. So if there's ever water trying to come out, then it's going to be stopped right here. And so we have a tiny piece of FRP inside here. We have this wood here. And right now I'm getting ready to measure and cut this piece right there. So it looks nice and it's waterproof. So we're gonna have FRP on both sides and we're just gonna have it hold. It holds by itself because it's the exact width, so right now it holds by itself. But we're gonna add small white brackets inside of the shower. So inside they're not visible and they're white, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be slick.
And at the beginning, we were afraid to do any hole or anything on the inside because we were afraid it will be harder to seal.
Yeah.
But anyway, on that section, there will be the curtain shower each time we use water inside.
Yeah.
So that doesn't do anything bad for the...
Yeah. All right, on to cutting.
And it's very dark. It's very dark because we are inside the storage facility.
I was gonna say back where it all began, but it began on the Home Depot parking lot. So
Yeah, but it's our second building home.
yeah, the van's second building home and first indoor home. Let's see. Anyway.
Did you show that?
No, I didn't. We have a mosquito net now. Ooh, I'm a mosquito, I can get it. Zzz, zzz.
This is your impression of a mosquito?
How would you do a mosquito?
I don't know, try to fly. Try to be a mosquito right now. Yeah, that's better.
See, I can get in. If I'm a mosquito, I can get in. If I'm a human, I have thumbs, so I can open the mosquito.
Or if you were a dog?
Oh, the dog just like bulldozes his way into the, the net, usually. Yeah, that doesn't stop dogs. It only stops mosquitoes and flies and bird flies and anything that flies and that's not a dog.
It could be a bird, but the bird might go through.
Flying dog.
Flying dog?
Never seen one of those?
No. Okay.
You're missing out.
Doggy? Your dog is very, very upset right now.
You can't. There's a mosquito net. Aha. All right. The biggest project of our quick stay in Toronto, the roof deck. This is the decking wood. There's going to be a frame of 2x4s on the side of the van, here and on the other side. Within the 2x4s, I'm going to build a structure with 2x2s, so it's all pressure treated wood, so hopefully that's going to be good enough, I guess. And then the deck, the actual deck itself, will be cedar. It's a little bit expensive. It's more expensive than the pressure treated wood, but it's also better quality and it doesn't need as much treatment as the pressure treated wood does. So hopefully long term it's the best choice, and it's also the best looking choice, because if you look at the two, this is pressure treated, this is cedar. It's a little bit lighter in terms of color, and I think I like it best. So I started with the, let's call it the horizontal framing. So these 4, 3 and 4 2x2s. On each side of them here, there's going to be a 2x4. It's going to come all the way to the end. 2x4 all the way to the end. And so in the middle of the 2 solar panels here, I've also built, looks like a ladder from here, but I've built a frame where the cedar is going to come. So right here, it's going to be a little, maybe a little higher than the solar panel, not that much, but yeah, now I think I'm going to do the 2x4s. I'm going to put the 2x4s right now, and then I'm going to do the frame here. Then it's just going to be basically putting the cedar, and yeah, and I'll be done. I think I don't want to jinx it. It's 9 o'clock. I want to be done this morning. It's ambitious, I know, but if I can do that, that'll be great. Okay, I'm done with the framing. Everything looks good. Right there. So this is the frame on top of which the actual floor will go. There won't be any here because it's too narrow. So it's only going to be here, like all the way here and all the way here. So it's going to be in that way, in the way of the van, the length of the van. So I'd say the frame's looking pretty good. I think it's sturdy enough, but the cedar is pretty thick, so. Okay, do you remember that wheel that was causing us trouble back at the wildlife center? Well, we were leaving Toronto on our way to Vancouver, so a pretty long trip, east to west. And after a turn, the wheel was blocked again. It was making a very bad noise, and we couldn't see anything. Like, we're not mechanics, so we had no idea what to look for. We called dealerships, mechanics, everybody, just to know if anybody could take us in, and nobody could. But out of the blue, there was a mechanic shop right at the next corner that was able to take us in. I guess they saw our distress. I mean, listen to the van. Yeah, that's bad. So they brought it in, dismantled the wheels, and they walked us through what they found. Oh, yeah, that doesn't look good.
No.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I was so jammed up I couldn't even save the cable. I had to cut the cable off, just get that out. Otherwise it would have bound up on you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the back here. The shield back here that all the brakes attached to, that's all bent too. So if we put new shoes on there, they're not going to sit straight.
Okay.
So they might be able to straighten that out, might not.
Yeah.
Don't know until we try and put it back together. And there's the sensor ring in here for the ABS.
Okay.
That's all damaged also. That's why the ABS lights
So
on.
that's what it triggers.
So they'll probably have to change the whole hub assembly to get that fixed.
And like,
Okay.
it's safe to drive with it as is, or
Yeah.
should we change it now?
No, it's totally safe to drive.
Okay.
It's just the
Okay.
anti-lock brakes that won't work right now.
Okay.
The
And
regular brakes, everything's fine.
could that be an issue at some point?
Well, as long as we don't have to brake very, very hard,
Yeah.
we should be okay.
Okay.
So I'll just be extra careful when braking.
Okay.
The rest was okay, right? The discs and all that?
Yeah,
All
everything
okay?
else, like the brakes and everything are okay.
Yeah.
It's just everything, like the parking brake sits inside the rotor, so it's jamming up inside.
Okay.
That's all that was happening.
Ah.
All right.
It doesn't affect the regular brakes or anything like that.
Okay.
So at least this way we can take everything off and it'll be safe for you guys and you guys can keep on your trip. So
I guess we'll do that then.
Yeah, I think we need to at least have a plan for us to go somewhere where they have the part and they've got everything.
Well, we need the wheel turning anyway, so.
Yeah. Would it be possible for you to write down whatever we need to ask them on the phone?
yeah,
Because we
I'll
might.
make a list for
I
you
will
for
not
everything.
remember
Yeah,
it
yeah,
for
that's
sure.
fine. All right, I'll write a list down for you guys.
Perfect.
Thank you.
This was scary, and this is to date the biggest issue we ever had with the van. So we decided to take a little trip to a provincial park in the area. This issue happened because we were staying parked on a slope with the parking brake for a month back when we were at the cottage. And the parking brake didn't like that very much, so it got damaged. Anyway, back to our trip now. Hopefully we can enjoy our road to Vancouver, starting with this very beautiful park.
Qui est-ce qui va se jeter dans l'eau? Dans les mains.
That moment right here felt like the actual beginning of our trip. The troubles with the van were gone. We knew where we were going, and we were finally enjoying those new roads that we were discovering. Each turn was something new. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.